Good morning, guys. Of course, it is the next day, and I am about to go have lunch with my sister. So, I pause, y'all. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that, okay? I know this mirror looking crazy, y'all. Y'all just like, this girl just cleaned. Why is her mirror looking like that? I had cleaned it, but I ain't used the right material. I didn't use that like
girl, you know use a
cloth
damn
thing.
You ain't clean
That
that damn mirror.
microfiber thing that
Look
you
at it.
supposed to
It
be
just look
using.
nasty.
I
Look
know it just
nasty.
look like I just
You
got a
ain't
whole
did
bunch
nothing
of
to that
toothpaste or something on it. Y'all, I promise you. Don't do me like that. Don't do it. But we about to get into a fit check real quick because I gotta go ahead and see my sis. Y'all, why didn't y'all not tell me that little white speck? Y'all see that right there? Why was that right there? Like, did I comb a piece of paper or something in my hair? But anyway, I'm about to give y'all a better fit check when we get outside by the car. I'm gonna show y'all. I got the whole set. I believe they ain't even sponsor me. Should I tell y'all? But this is a Fashion Nova set, no lie. The shirt, I don't remember where I got it from because I had it for years. But we basically went to a restaurant and we chilled out and we had a little talk. And I don't want to feel too much because I love spending time with my sis.
Listen, I move with the clock. I'm in the zone. I'm not casting a stone. I'm finna stand on a rock. Firm foundation. I got that dog in me, like 101 Dalmatian. I got girl with me, so under there, I'm still finna.
Hey y'all, what's up? Okay, it is a few days later. It's April 9th actually. So let me just fill y'all in. Last couple of days, well, the last couple of weeks. So I ended up losing a team member that was dear to my heart and such a wonderful, beautiful lady. And that kind of just blew my mind a little bit because she happened to be the same age as my grandmother when she passed, and she also passed in her sleep. But this young woman, we didn't know she had any health issues or anything like that. With my grandmother, we knew she had cancer and we knew that she was in her last stages. So for her to go peacefully and not, any type of way, like it wasn't, she passed in the home. Same way that this woman that I've worked with for almost 2 years passed. And that kind of hit me a little bit because it was like, wait, what? So a couple months back, God gave me a word, as he always does. I literally get a word for each season that I'm going into, what he calls. So he let me know that this season was going to be exposure. So this is back in October. He was like, exposure. Now, I didn't know what exposure really meant. A lot of times when he gives me these words, I don't know at the time. But as time goes on, he'll reveal to me. So, exposure is usually shedding light onto something that was in the dark. So whether you've been hitting for a season or for a period of time, or whatever you've been trying to hide in the dark, it will come to light. I woke up today feeling so heavy. I felt heavy, and I haven't felt this heavy in a very, very long time. And for the last 2 weeks, even before this young lady passed, I had noticed myself for like a good month, literally crying every single day, whether I was happy or if I was just excited or if I was just grateful, thankful, or even just feeling very compassionate to people that are going through things, right? I had shared something last year and I was like, oops, I fell, right? And every time I fall, I never really tell y'all what it is. And I noticed that this is part of exposure. For a very long time, I know you've heard me say, I don't smoke and I don't drink anymore and things like that. Well, that is a lie. I've been trying to speak things into existence as far as my drinking. So I do not have the desire to smoke. I do not have the desire to even drink a lot of times. For some reason, because I have formed that habit, and when I feel lonely or sad, I will go ahead and get those bottle of wines. My grandma says, last time I saw you, you had that face of things I'm concerned about. Like, I was very concerned, and I was like, no, there's no reason to be concerned. She's like, are you sure? And I'm like, no, because I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed because how did I get here? You get what I'm saying? Like, I was doing so good and I was working so hard to get where I needed to be or where I felt like I should be, and I was doing good. And then I want to say that me abusing the wine and the drinking came right after that whole situation with my father. And it's not to blame that on him, and it can be an excuse, but to feel where I'm feeling right now, I don't want to put this energy on y'all, but I'm hoping that this is going to help somebody that's going through something. Pouring so much energy into a company that, you know, a lot of times coming home feeling tired and exhausted. If you've been following me for a long time, then you already know at one point I had lost all this weight and I was in the gym heavy and I was doing these things, but that was me suppressing a lot of feelings. I wasn't bringing it to God. I wasn't giving it to God. I wasn't saying, here, God, this is what I'm struggling with. Here, God. So when I decided to walk with God and I decided to be celibate, that took a lot out of me. That took a lot because I was trying to carry it myself. So when I gave it to God, I surrendered it to God. I also was suppressing a lot of stuff. Like, okay, when I was feeling something, I wouldn't bring it to God. And that's the thing, guys. Like, we have to make sure that we bring it to God. So going down there to see my father, it was his birthday, and I was like, okay, we're gonna, you know, meet up and stuff like that. He had promised me as time and time again, and this is why I felt like I've made an excuse because this has always been him. But, you know, I'm supposed to forgive, you know, 70 times for some reason, because this is a common thing with him. But I also was like, no, he's been trying. We've been really trying to build this relationship and we stay positive. And then when it didn't happen, I didn't realize that I felt some type of way really until maybe a month later, and it was my birthday. And I felt alone because, one, I can't really go to my mother about this. My mother is very, like, I love her to death, but she's very, like, I believe she has cutting off her emotions. Like, when my team member passed, my mother was not nurturing. She was not comforting. She was just like, why are you crying? Like, this is a part of life. Like, that type of thing. And it's like, okay, well, you can still mourn and you can still have emotions. So I feel like I don't really have a person that you would go to, or like a parent basically that you would go to, a guardian that you would go to. And my grandma was like, why was you dealing with all of this without telling me? And it's because I feel like she has a lot that she's going through, and she's my godmother and I love her to death, but I really would like somebody that was my bloodlines. I would like to turn to my father. I would like to turn to my mother and have those relationships with them and be able to confide in them. And I don't. So I'm sorry that this vlog is like this, y'all. And I promise you we're gonna get better. And I know God is gonna do some amazing, beautiful things. But I had to shed that with y'all because I believe the enemy is using that against me. You know that I'm very like into this, like, this spiritual warfare and all this other stuff, but I'm exposing it because it's time to. And I don't necessarily like coming on camera because I've allowed myself, well, even, I'm gonna be honest, I got another secret to tell y'all. I've never liked being on camera. I've always picked out everything that was wrong with me. Oh, your eyes is going this way, your mouth is going this way. And it started from being in school and hearing people say that. And it sticks with you. And then you don't want to show up. And this is something that I'm passionate about is, you know, learning how to create and show up. And I want to show up because, yes, everybody does not look like the it factor of the world. But if you're chosen by God, it don't matter what you look like. It don't matter what you look like. God will use that. And you need to find the love and know how beautiful and amazing and smart and talented that you are. So
these words, see God save me from myself when no one else was around. You wanna know why I love him like I do? Cause when my enemy said I was through, he took me from the bottom and put me overcome by our testimony that you would not me. But God's hand led me through a test, and everywhere you go, man, you get a lot
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. I know, right? Take that home.
Cut it up and put it on a container. But I wanted to like start cooking it. The last yesterday I was
stories from that era, what you talked about, you know, Pac, just y'all friendship, just that friendship.